Muslims always ask me, why do you bother winning events when you've got Muzz already? The answer's simple, you can't beat face to face. Let me share a little bit more. What's the point of a singles event versus being on an app, for example? Look, events are just a space that put together to help humans meet other humans. It literally is as simple as that. We're just trying to encourage connections between people. The beauty of meeting someone in person is that it only takes a few minutes to figure out, is there something there? You can sense someone's energy, someone's persona, someone's character. Obviously, if you're attracted to them, all of those things are important, and you can get there really quickly in person, in real life. Remember, it's not desperate because you're going to an event, it's intention. You're showing that actually I'm serious, I'm looking, and I'm willing to try all means in order to find someone. But don't go in there thinking I'm going to go to this singles event and I'm going to meet the love of my life and it's all going to be happy ever after. Inshallah, we hope that happens, but be realistic as well. And I always say to people, have a rule. Whenever you go to a singles event, go in there and promise to yourself you're going to speak to 3 people at the very least. Whether you're interested in them or not, just don't leave that venue until you've spoken to 3 different people. Number 1, I would say, at an event, for the women, don't just stand there waiting for men to approach you. Look, the whole point is, if you see someone who's interesting, just say hello. And literally, that's all you need to say, Salam, my name is X, and then let the conversation flow. And equally for a guy, if there's someone you like, be brave and just go to them and say Salam. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, you're all adults, and adults hopefully can hold the art of a conversation. And if you can't, you've got bigger problems. So don't assume everyone at the event will suddenly be interested in you because you're amazing. Not at all. You're looking for that special person in this crowd of people. I always say, have some interesting thing about yourself, and it sounds tricky, but doesn't make yourself too weird. So, for example, actually not a bad thing is, hey, my name's whatever. Have you been to one of these events before? How did you find it? Remember, a lot of people bond over shared experiences. So the sooner you can find a shared experience in your conversation, the better. We Brits do it really well in a self-deprecating way. You don't take yourself too seriously and you don't impose on the other person. Remember, your goal in those 60 seconds is to make the other person feel relaxed and for them to feel your presence being wanted. It's as simple as that. And it's the art of trying to make someone comfortable whilst also coming across interesting. Another pro tip for Muslims who go to singles events is listen more, talk a little bit less. I've witnessed people, and especially men, who are clearly interested in someone and they will talk. She will not get a word in. And remember, that's not a conversation, that's a word vomit, right? It's an explosion of words. You don't want that. You want to talk a little bit, give her room to reply, and then you get a conversation. Ultimately, that's how you bond. People will leave enjoying a conversation because that is something to be enjoyed. One thing that Muslims, especially Muslim guys, are not very good at is spotting the difference between someone being polite versus someone showing intent. Now, a lot of, especially girls, and I get it, a guy comes up to you, he's trying to get to know you, and you might not be that interested, and they're being polite. Some girls, unfortunately, are horrible with it, but some mostly are quite polite in saying, making a bit of small talk and then trying to move things along. If she's truly interested in the conversation, she'll say so. Vice versa, you could say, hey, I don't mind getting you a drink, and kind of read the response. If she's like, okay, that's cool, that'd be very nice, thank you. Versus, no thanks, I'll go get it myself. So remember, you're looking for all of these cues to figure out when a conversation is wanted and isn't wanted. And like I said, you never want to be someone who's imposing on someone and making them uncomfortable, because no one enjoys that. One beautiful thing about Muzz is on Muzz, you can actually see all the attendees of the event after the event on the app. So that's a great way to reach out to someone if you didn't already. Secondly, you might have exchanged contact details at the event itself. Amazing. What I always strongly suggest, ask a few questions, etc. But ideally, try and move to a phone call, move to a video call, or maybe even grab a coffee with her and her wali. Be that good guy and say, hey, I don't mind if you bring your brother or a wali along. It will show her that you're serious and that you care for her feelings, and ultimately that you want to do things the right way. And trust me, huge brownie points you'll be winning there. Sometimes it's good to have a bit of a networking mindset and get to know people. And I've seen it so many times whereby people they go to these singles events and they end up making a lot more guy friends or girlfriends, etc. Right? The beauty of this is, through this new network of people, they might be able to suggest people that they think, actually, I've got a friend over here who I think could be perfect for you. So be open to those opportunities, right? Imagine you go to a singles event and you look around and you're like, no one is here for me, and you leave. You've wasted a whole opportunity to actually get to know new people who potentially might be the path to which you find, inshallah, your forever after. Show effort. Allah loves the effort and the intent that you're putting in your journey, right? And equally, you should beautify yourself. Make yourself look good, smell good, tidy up the beard, tidy up the hair. You know, make yourself very presentable. It shows that you're serious about this and that you're putting effort into it. And inshallah, those efforts will be rewarded at the event, inshallah, and you meet someone special. So take these little tips, because it's not just effort on a physical level, it's also effort in terms of conversation, in terms of making the effort to go up to people and introduce yourself. And like I said, being uncomfortable. All of these things, if you're able to take a lot of these tips, inshallah, you'll be a lot more successful at the next marriage event that you go to.